This is chapter 31 of the book Muscle and a Shovel by Michael J. Shank. Friday evening's I-40 West rush hour was especially slow. Go a few yards, abrupt stop. Sit a few minutes, and repeat the process. Rats in a maze, I said to the steering wheel. It didn't matter. The weekend arrived and Janetta had a plan. She paged me earlier and suggested Kobe Steakhouse for dinner, then a comedy club on 8th Avenue South. A little comedic relief sounded like a great plan. By the time I made it home to Knollwood Apartments, Janetta was changed, made up, and ready to go. You look fantastic, I said as I threw my briefcase on the couch. Thank you, she smiled and kissed me warmly on the cheek. Now jump in the shower. Robert and Julia are meeting us at Kobe at 7, so we don't have much time. We'll take the convertible, I asked optimistically. We'll freeze to death, you knucklehead, she said as she laughed. You're a Yankee. You can handle it, I hollered back to her as I walked down the hall into our master bath, the only bathroom. 5 minutes later, I was standing in the shower, shampooing my hair, when I felt an instant shock come over my head, arms, and shoulders. I yelled out, thinking that battery acid had just found its way through our shower head. That's when I heard her laughing. Oh, I'm going to get you, I growled at her. What? You can't take a little ice water in the shower? But you want to take your little red convertible out in March? She laughed harder. That woman had thrown a glass of ice water over the top of the shower curtain, right on top of me. All right, just remember, I said. Remember what? She asked through the laughing. Paybacks. The valet took our car, and we walked up the restaurant steps. Robert and Julia waited for us at the entrance doors. Hello, my young prodigy. Robert shook my hand, and the girls greeted one another as old friends. Robert was an up-and-coming computer sales executive. From my vantage point, he was doing exceptionally well. He and Julia had just bought property in Franklin, and they were getting ready to build a new home on the property. They were in their mid-30s and loved life. And they also bought adult beverages for us, but Janetta refrained from alcohol as usual. We were seated around a large U-shaped hibachi grill. The Japanese chef appeared through a curtain after the waitress took our orders, and the performance began. 90 minutes of Japanese cooking showmanship right at our table. Several courses were served to each person seated around the table. Each course uniquely excellent. It was a treat that everyone should try at least once in their life. We made it to the comedy club by 9:30. Robert was a personal friend of the comedy club's managing partner, so he was able to get us a stage side table. The table literally butted up against the stage. It was so close that you could reach out and grab the ankle of the comedian, if you so pleased, which would have big bouncers to have pleased to grab you by your neck and throw you into the street. The show was incredible. 2 opening acts, and then the headliner was introduced. He was a guy we had never heard of. He did an act about power tools and grunted like a caveman. We laughed until tears streamed down our faces. I experienced boomerang thoughts. Thoughts that would fly in from out of nowhere during the times when my mind had an idle moment. I was fighting and resisting my need to obey the gospel of Christ. Why? I did not know yet. I told myself, God doesn't want me. I can't live the Christian life. I can't give up drinking beer. I can't give up my materialism. I can't stop smoking. Surely God didn't want me. I know. I would prove it to him. I would prove to God that I was no good. I would prove that he was wasting his time on me. I would run from God. I was prepared to resist and run. Our bottles were getting low. Robert, we need more beer, I said. I've got the next 2 rounds, I told him over the laughter in the room, and I pulled out my credit card. Yes, I would run from God. Tonight I would drink a lot. That would prove to God that I could not be a real Christian. The headliner's bit about power tools was a hit. The crowd loved him. At one point, the comedian started talking about passing gas, and Robert and I could not stop laughing. The power tool guy stopped his act, pointed at me and Robert sitting at the stage side table, and said to the audience, "These 2 guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I feel sorry for their wives. It was hilarious. The girls did the driving home. We talked about the comedian for months to come, using his one-liners and jokes while bantering back and forth. We did not have a clue that the comedians we saw that night would become the very famous. His name was Tim Allen. Janetta was driving, and she was mad. I had drunk too much. If you can't shut it off at 3, you need to stop it altogether. She was letting me have it. And the next time you plan on drinking that much, tell me in advance. I'll just stay home. Honey, I said, trying to get her attention. Don't honey me, she cut me off. But honey, I tried again. Michael, I said, don't honey me. Janetta continued in a fury. Sweetheart, I raised my voice. What? She raised her voice in return. You'd better pull over, I warned. Why? She asked, still angry. The beer is coming back up. This has been chapter 31 of the book Muscle and a Shovel by Michael Shank. We hope this has been beneficial to you. Have a great day. God bless.